Everybody, good evening. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Just let me know whether you all can hear me so we can start. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, just sorry for the 5 minutes delay. It's raining cats and dogs in Mumbai. I'm sure people who are in Mumbai is aware of that. So a lot of things are running very slowly today. Okay, Saloni, nice. Uh, Saloni, if you're seeing me after a long time, which means you're not seeing a lot of recordings. Are you not studying hard? Are you not seeing the assignments? Okay. So the plan is what to do for a 5 month strategy. Well, we've already spoken earlier for a 7 month strategy. We've already spoken earlier, sometime maybe for a 6 month strategy. Yes, the strategy changes as you reach towards the end. But for the ones who are starting for the first time, means who are starting the syllabus now. Okay. For the students who are starting now, the strategy does not change too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the strategy in 3 parts today. Basically, your, as I call it, the initial learning phase. There's the learning phase, there's the revision phase, and the most important is the testing phase. Okay. Now, let's take each phase carefully. What do we understand? Okay, great, Saloni. So, learning phase. For now, it all depends which batch you're in. Okay, I'm assuming I'm addressing most of the iQuanta students, but if there is anybody else also in the chat, please let me know. I can accordingly talk about it also. So, depending on what phase you're in, suppose somebody was from batch 1 or a equivalent student who's not an iQuanta student is the one who has nearly completed syllabus. So anybody who is in this phase, where you have nearly completed syllabus, that's a great phase to be in. Okay. Excellent phase to be in. You started very well early, say in January or something. By June and you've nearly completed syllabus. Obviously, I'll talk about the others also, so don't worry. Yeah, I'll come to batch 3 also. Don't worry, guys. Okay. Nearly completed syllabus. For them, the right approach right now is giving yourself around a month. Give yourself a 1 month to revise well. Okay. 1 month to revise well. Now, what do I mean by revising well? Go through the important topics. See, when you were in class, you were forced to go with the class flow. Now, take that flow into your hand. Do things which are important according to CAT. By now, you know your CAT ka syllabus. You know what is asked more, what is the weightage of each topic. All that you've done with me enough number of times, right? Okay, I'll come back to the last batch also. Don't worry, guys. So 1 month, you revise well, do the important areas well, and that's your first 1 month. Okay, do these important areas really well. Obviously, what are the important areas? Arithmetic being the most important. Then there is algebra. Then there is geometry, and so on, so on. That's your focus. Now, obviously, what is the phase 1 for batch 3 students or anybody who's just starting? whether you're a batch 3 student at iQuanta or you are any other student who's just starting. Now, from what I understand, that your batch starts around this weekend, right? Let's assume you're starting around 10th June. 10th June syllabus is starting. What would I do in that case? Step 1, even with the next 4 or 5 days, I will go through as many QA basic videos as possible. Go through all your QA basics. Go through percentages well. 2 lectures I have taken in batch 3 of percentages and profit and loss. Understand based on that what can you revise. Did you all try the assignment 1? Okay. So your first 1 month, that is from, sorry, I meant 10th July. This is not 10th June. I'm so sorry about that. 10th July. From 10th July to 10th August, you should approximately aim to finish 2 modules. Now, 2 modules of QA. When I say 2 modules of QA, maybe numbers and arithmetic is 2 modules which you will finish in class. And based on that, you will also finish equivalent VARC, equivalent DILR, and you will start solving. Now, what do these students need to do on an everyday basis? On an everyday basis, and this is a target still for everybody else also, even a batch 2 student, a batch 3 student, or a batch 1 student. You need to now start putting the effort. You need to put those 6 to 8 hours a day. So if I have 150 days approximately left, I'm asking you to put approximately 1000 hours. From here to CAT, 150 into 7 is approximately 1050. So you have to put approximately 1000 hours. Now, what do you do in these 1000 hours? How do you break up that day of 6 to 7 hours? Whenever you are studying, your QA, LRDI, and VARC card time breakup should be in the ratio 2:1:1. That means if for 2 hours you're studying QA, you should study 1 hour LRDI and 1 hour VARC. Ideal. If you're studying for 8 hours, there should be 4:2:2. That's the best thing. That would be great if you can do that. Okay. So 4:2:2 is what I expect you to really do well. Iske andar you can also use some time for reading, like half an hour, 45 minutes every day you can put for reading. Because reading, so if you can remove half an hour from here, put 3.5 hours over here, half an hour every day reading. This will really help you in your verbal. Okay. So what about working professionals? If you're in batch 3 and you're a working professional, you will have to decide how are you going to distribute your time. So I want approximately so many hours a day. How are you going to break it up over weekends, morning, early morning, late evenings, raat ko late padhai, and so on. So Adarsh, what you can do is you can cover up with batch 2 or batch 3 depending on where you are now. So anyway, Adarsh, I've always mentioned that never do all 3 areas on a single day. On any single day, do 2 areas. How do you do 2 areas? You always do Quant. So day 1, if you do Quant plus verbal, second day you do Quant plus LR, and so on. That way, just keep extending your days. 6 days a week should be of major studies. The 7th day should be for kind of a recap of the whole week. So 6 days a week, QA plus VA, QA plus LR, ye karte raho, and you just keep going ahead. Now, what is it I expect you to do on a daily basis? Okay, this 6 to 8 hours, what is the expectation? Obviously, your class and all will be there. Besides that, I always tell people that you should solve around 50 questions per day of Quant. 50 questions per day of Quant you should solve. If it is your LR day, you should be solving 4 to 5 sets of LR. Even if I count half an hour per set, you can easily solve 4. Okay, I'll come to VARC also. Somebody spoke about VARC. So Kashish, what you need to keep doing is maybe need improving with simpler questions. You initially don't need to go to assignments. Go to very basic level questions. Look for level A questions and so on. So Nishtha, your self-preparation, the logic is same. There is enough free material available on YouTube, enough free concept videos available on YouTube. Go through them and prepare chapter by chapter. Okay, Priyanshu, that's great. I'll give advice for you also. So, if it's your LR day, 4 to 5 sets of LR. If it's your VA day, 3 RCs plus or 4 to 5 RCs actually. Better have 4 to 5 RCs, and one day whenever you'll have 3 VA days, right? Because you'll have 3 LR days and 3 VA days. So what you can do is 2 of the days out of VA you can do only RCs, and one day out of that you can do the VA part also. What is the VA part? Where you have parajumbles, you have other things, and you have summary questions, all those revision you should happen. But still, every single day, there should be half an hour of reading. Without half an hour of reading, you will never improve at VA. So somebody asked me, sir, how should I improve VA? Even from today, if you are getting like your week at VA, if you spend half an hour to 40 minutes every day only on reading. Now, reading can be different things, You could read some newspaper articles, you could read some non-fiction books, you could read 1 or 2 fiction books, that's okay. But whatever you want to read, read. Read where the language is slightly higher. Like when you read the newspaper, The Hindu, or you read the Times of India, some of the articles from Times of India, the level of English is pretty high, and that always helps you improve your verbal. Okay. Mukesh, I didn't understand your question. How can I do analysis? Analysis means whatever you studied for those 6 days, Monday to Saturday, mein jo bhi padhai kiya hai, on Sunday, you will spend time going through everything. Have you understood things, or did you just do it for the sake of doing? Okay, one more thing, for people, a lot of working professionals are saying, sir, I don't have 6 to 8 hours. Look at 4 hours, but then dedicated 4 hours, keeping away everything. How many people even today are studying by keeping away their phone completely? Keep the phone away completely. No distraction at all. If you study 4 hours completely non-distracted, without even no phones, no meeting anybody, lock yourself in one room or a library, wherever you want to go, and just do that, that will help you. I'll come to mock analysis. I'll not even come to mocks. Mocks is for everybody. Batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, सबके लिए mocks है. Okay. So phone is the biggest problem. Remember, even when you're watching a video, whether it is my video or any other video, you cannot be looking at any other thing at that time. No WhatsApp, no Instagram, nothing, nothing, nothing. Zero. Okay. Now, so keeping the phone away and studying completely non-distracted is the most important thing. Whether you study for 6 hours or 4 hours or 8 hours, wo chal jayega. People can manage 4 to 5 hours also they'll be able to do, but they're studying very, very seriously. Yeah. So let's break it down again. Let's just go through whatever we spoke up till now. First, whenever you're doing QA, you need to work on 50 questions. Whenever you're doing LRDI, you need to work on 4 to 5 sets. And when you're doing VARC, 2:1 में RCs and VA. RC में you need to solve around 4 to 5 RCs the day you're picking up RCs, and VA में approximately 50 questions. So that should be your target. This is not every day's target. Remember, this is like one day QA plus LR, second day QA plus RC and so on. Okay, batch 1 का भी target तो यही है बेटा. So I think Aditya is asking me what is the target for batch 1. Batch 1 also target is this only, but your solving will be more through sectionals now. Not to throw much to the questions of the class. I'm assuming assignments khatam ho gaye, sab kuch khatam ho gaya hai. So now your target is more through sectionals so that you have enough analysis to do and so on. So Debojit, same thing. If you have completed the syllabus, right now is a good time to look at sectional test and obviously mocks. Sectionals plus mocks. Now, let's talk about mocks for everybody. Batch 1, batch 2. Start mocks immediately. Start mocks immediately. Don't wait. Even if you're getting a bad score, पढ़ाई नहीं हुआ है, तुम्हारा revision बाकी है, जो भी है, don't wait for it. Start your mocks immediately. Batch 3, wait for 1 month. Wait for 1 month and then you can start mocks. Remember, for mocks, you cannot wait for syllabus to get over. That goes for batch 2 also, that goes for batch 3 also. Batch 1 ka syllabus ho gaya hai. But batch 2 and batch 3, while your syllabus is on, you will still keep writing mocks. Okay, there is no such thing as syllabus getting over in CAT. CAT mein syllabus hota hi nahi hai. Not at all, Shivam. If you have those 12 books also from iQuanta, you have a lot of material. You don't require new material. Yes, exactly. You have enough material from, if your iQuanta books hai tumhare paas, तो बहुत सारा material hai. Plus, if you have the assignments or anything, there is enough material available. So you really don't need to go it. Okay, repeaters have a different method. Repeaters should have started mocks by now. Should have started mocks by now. What do I mean by that? What do I say when that you should have started mocks by now? अभी तक at least 4-5 mocks लिख देने चाहिए थे. Because repeaters के लिए, once you write the mock, from there you have to go back and understand. It's a reverse psychology, I say. Reverse, not revise. Reverse. They go from mocks to books. While first time students go from books to mocks, repeaters go from mocks to books. So what do they do basically? They write a mock, they analyze it, analyze सबको करना है, they analyze it, understand your weak area, and revise it. So always remember, any yes, Devansh, including live class and application class. So Yashpal Singh, if you do it completely, it is enough. It's a nice book. I'm not going to say it's a bad book, but it all depends. What kind of mocks are you writing? Mocks are very important. For me, mocks is the most important part. ABC, the IIM ABC batch ka questions will also be very good. That will also be enough. So first I will do assignments. Somebody asked me what should I do in Quant. First I will do assignments, then maybe PYQs. This is like in your revised phase. But remember, साथ साथ में mocks लिखना है. Write mocks. That's without writing mocks, nothing helps. Okay, Naman, batch 3 student, I've already given you basic advice. Next 1 week, go through all the basics of Quant, jitna bhi chahiye, because the day the class starts, which is most probably this Saturday, you should be completely like ready for it. Okay. Yeah. So now let's go through it. For all students, the pecking order should be this. प्री क्लास वीडियोस, प्री क्लास वीडियोस में क्या क्या है? अपना प्लेलिस्ट है, प्लस नॉन इंजीनियर्स क्यूए, प्लस सेकेंड लेवल पे प्री क्लास के बाद क्या आता है? देन कम्स द लाइव क्लास, देन कम्स द एप्लीकेशन क्लास, देन कम्स द असाइनमेंट्स. उसके बाद इफ यू हैव अ बुक और समथिंग, दैट शुड बी योर लास्ट पार्ट. दिस शुड बी योर पर चैप्टर का ऑर्डर. वेदर तुमने ये चैप्टर्स कर लिए हैं नहीं किए हैं, दैट इज योर कॉल. Now there can be somebody, I read somebody's message, batch 1 mein I haven't touched geometry. So if you haven't touched geometry, this is the way you do it: pre-class video, live class, application class, assignments, and then book. So I just told somebody, two people have asked me, sir, is the Arun Sharma book good enough or is it enough? I'm saying it's not a bad book, but with that, what mocks are you writing? How are you utilizing that book? That is very important. There is no such thing as I have not made any Siddhi Hota. Where is your all important questions covered at one video only? There is no such video. I've never made any such video. Siddhi, I haven't created any such video. Okay. I'm giving one PYQ mock a month as of now. Got to increase it to 2, then 4 and above. But why PYQ? You have to take a mock test series. Remember writing previous year's CAT. Previous year CAT is not same as mock test. This is very important learning you need to have. तुमको लगता है तुमने CAT 25 का 3 पेपर सॉल्व कर लिया, is as good as solving 3 mocks? No. The problem you all don't understand is most of the questions which are asked in actual CAT papers have been used by all faculties over YouTube and everywhere. They are thrown so much over YouTube that नहीं चाहते हो भी तुमने वो questions देख लिए हैं. So never think of the PYQ, the past CAT papers as your mock. Those are different. Those are not mocks. Himesh, I don't think so. You really need to purchase. You'll have to give what you have up till now. Okay, now DILR. Okay, what should I do in DILR? You still have 5 months. Let's take a 5-month strategy only for DILR. Everybody just wait. Let's talk only about DILR and a 5-month strategy. Let's assume तुम्हारा DI completely fresh start हो रहा है आज. Okay, what I would do, I would start solving basic sets plus puzzles. When I mean basic sets, I would do little bit linear arrangement, little bit circular, and so on, plus some puzzles. That is my first step I would do. Then I will start solving this 4 to 5 sets every day. Even from here, if you're solving 4 to 5 sets every day, that should be good enough. Maybe, on some days you will give it a little bit more effort and solve 6, 7 or something like that. But 4 to 5 sets every day is the bare minimum you need to do. Now, one very, very, very important thing which people are missing out. Okay, in fact, I was talking to a colleague of mine also some days back, and one very important thing which students miss out is importance of selection. Now, in DILR, selection is more important than solving. This is the most important thing you do. Selection in DILR is the most important thing you do. DILR mein selection is more important than solving. Shreya, I don't know whether you really, I don't know what you are saying is justified or not, Shreya. I don't think the questions are very easily solvable. It's just, if you're able to solve it very easily, it's actually good. You're at a good level. At some stage during August, September, maybe you can buy 5 tests from somebody else. But right now, I don't think so, Shreya, you need any other test series. Okay? Now, so start working on how to select a set. Rather than actually just solving sets, start working on selection. So if you all have seen the LRDI inception videos which I've created lately, okay, there are some 30 sets I've just recently created, LRDI inception videos. Isme I talk about how to select the sets. How much data is direct versus how much data is indirect. First important point. Second important point, familiarity of the set. Have I done something like this in practice earlier? Third, do I have a starting point? Do I have a starting point, which is very important for me? Do I know where to exactly start the set from? As we call it, path to solution. Can I figure out the path to solution? Shreya, we'll come across in the iQuanta mocks also. I don't think so. You'll have to worry. Yes, Aditya. Okay. So selection, how to select a set के लिए ये तीन सबसे important चीज है. And last but not the least is look at the questions carefully. The questions most of the time, the questions actually tell you how to go about the set. Because from the questions, you will start understanding what the examiner is actually asking for. And once you understand that कि ये भाई examiner ये चीज पूछ रहा है, that becomes very, very important. So look at the questions very carefully. Okay, Prasanna, Prasant, I'll give you that. Wait, just wait. Yes, Archit, that's a very good score. Why are you worried? Okay. Now, also after solving, say, if you're solving 4 to 5 sets every day. So if you have solved for, say, 60 days, which means you've solved approximately 250 sets. Approximately 250 sets, okay. इसके बाद figure out your strength. Like one area which I say just सबका strength होना ही चाहिए is Venn diagram. You can't say I don't like Venn diagram. In fact, the year Venn diagram comes in the CAT, I tell students, you all got lucky. Whether it was a difficult Venn diagram, it was an easy Venn diagram, doesn't matter. If Venn diagram question came in CAT, you were lucky. Because Venn diagram is one of the few areas you can actually practice and go in CAT. Second is, जो आजकल बहुत common है, missing values in table. Missing values in a table. Like थोड़े values दिए, थोड़े missing है. You know, one more thing which I keep saying, if you go back to one of my CAT 24 videos, which I made a video on YouTube, I normally tell myself, ये एक table बना है. यहाँ पे समझो 8 columns बने हैं और 3 rows बने हैं. Which means I know there are 24 blocks. If there are 24 values, I need to understand how many of these values are directly given in the set. That's my first part. अगर ये 24 में से around 10 values are directly given, now I know my job is to figure out the remaining 14 values through analysis or through understanding the conditions and so on. No Tarannum, that's enough. That should be enough. Okay. So that's how I look at the set and say, I start figuring out my strength and weakness. Like DI. हर साल एक direct DI set आता है. One direct DI set is asked every single year. Are you really good at cracking that one set? Most of the time, that is the easy DI set. Yes, it has bad calculation sometimes, it has sometimes bad numbers or some bad graph, whatever that is. But one DI set is always the easier one. Figure out which are the top two sets you're going to do. Third will not matter. Your top 2 sets will be of the most important. This is what will take you to approximately 95 percentile. 2 sets will comfortably take you to 95%. Archit, if you are doing well there, maybe Archit, what you can do is you can just write a few more just to create some variations, some iQuanta mocks or something like that, just to create some variations. Okay. So if you're weak in, okay, I'll come to VARC also, but VARC is more Shabana ma'am's area. You can ask her when she's there next, but I will speak a little bit from what I know. Okay, so I spoke about QA. I spoke about how should you approach a chapter. Now, again, mocks. How many mocks are enough? Very important question which a lot of people ask. How many mocks are enough? Okay. Normally, I say if you're doing really well, means if you're writing the mock very seriously, analyzing it very seriously, anywhere between 15 to 20 live mocks are enough. You will need another 15 maybe for practice. Okay. So that should be your target. 15 to 20 live mocks, 15 for practice. Practice more of questions, rather practice of strategy. Practice your strategy. What is my strategy, say, in verbal? Let's talk about verbal. What is my verbal strategy? Do I VRC? Do I want to do VA first, then RC, or vice versa? How many RCs am I comfortable doing? Okay. How much time do I take per RC? वो सब जो strategy चाहिए, you can do in these 15 mocks. LRDI. Very, very, very important part. How much time went in selection? 10 minutes, good enough. If you spent 10 minutes in selecting your sets well, it is very good time invested. Simple. Okay. So that time which you have invested in selecting those 2 or 3 sets is very important. And then remaining 40 minutes may, can I finish 2 or 2.5 sets? Strategy सबसे ज्यादा QA में काम में आता है. How do I look at questions? So now when I look at 22 questions, I'll tell you how I do. I look at a question and I start breaking up it into 3 levels. Is it a level A question, a level B question, or a level C question? If it's a level A question, do it immediately. If it's a level A question, do it immediately. Very easy. I understand the question. I know how to do it. I have done many questions like this. I love it. Do it immediately. Level B question, park it, come back later. Level C question, what are they talking about? Never come back. Tarannum, all the classes will start from Saturday. So Shreya, now you need to work harder with that practice. You still have 5 months, right? So जब तुमको मैंने श्रेया बोला है that you will do 4 to 5 sets every day. If you're doing well at DI and LR is a problem, so you start doing 3 LR and maybe 2 DI every day. Whichever days you picked up for your LRDI, you do 3 LR and 2 DI. That's the way you'll have to do. Okay? But never get into that trap. It's a big trap that I like DI, so I will always do DI. I don't like LR. There are so many people who do vice versa. I like LR, I don't like DI. And they do only DI. And then they getting stuck with such things. Never, never do that. Okay? So QA may you break up the questions into these 3 categories and you say, based on that, I will do it immediately, park it, come back later, never come back. Aim on accuracy should be very high. accuracy should be minimum 85 to 90%. That means you're attempting 15 questions. Maximum 2 wrong allowed hai. If you're attempting 15 questions, you should get maximum 2 wrong, not more than 2 wrong. Verbal mein you can accuracy can go down slightly more, but Quant mein and LRDI mein accuracy should be very high. If your accuracy is low, you'll always have a problem. Okay, now for the ones who are starting late, how do they plan their mocks? So even let's say you start your mocks from 15th August. Rudra has got a very important point. Kashish, I already spoke behind about the important topics of LRDI. Okay. And very frankly, LRDI is never a topic related thing, Kashish. It is just about practicing more and more. On the day of the cat, except one DI direct set plus maybe one Venn diagram, nothing else you really know what they can ask. They will make up something new only. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to address Rudra's point. I'll come back to other people's point. Just wait. Don't chat too much, but I miss out the chats. So somebody who starts writing mocks from 15th August also. चलो 15th August तक तुमने पढ़ाई किया है, you know, तुम्हारा 2 मॉड्यूल्स हुआ नहीं था तो you were studying or whatever reason. Even if you start from 15th August. So 15th August to August to September, October, November, you have roughly 3 months, 90 days, right? So what you do initially, say in August, the 15 days of August, you write say 3 mocks, maybe 1 live plus 2 practice, then full September, full October and 20 days of November. September, which means you have 30 days. I would want to write, so I'm talking about 35 mocks including the practice ones. September, I would write at least 8 to 10 mocks. Equal distribution of live and practice. Same 8 to 10 over here. And even in these last 20 days, I would write maybe around 8 to 9 mocks. Actually, 20 days be nearly 29 days. A cat is happening on 29th November. So you'll have nearly 29 days. So 8 to 10 mocks over here. So if you write these 10, 10, 10 and 3, 33 mocks हो गए. 1-2 mocks थोड़ा, you know, दिवाली का छुट्टी ये वो में थोड़ा 1-2 ज़्यादा लिख दोगे. So you'll be able to complete it. Great, Abhijit. That's nice to hear. Quant is your strongest area. Okay. Now I'm going to read other people's messages. So just give me a second. Sir, I solved a mock and while analyzing, should I solve the tough and lengthy sets as well, which I skipped, or do I do only the ones which I tried? Okay, Raghu, a nice question. So Raghu's got a question. Should I solve the difficult DLR sets of the mocks? Yes, Raghu. Okay, what happens when you solve difficult DLR sets? No, in Quant, I don't give you the same advice. Advice is different in Quant and LRDI. Should I solve difficult LRDI sets from the mocks? My answer is yes. Later, when not during the mock, later, after the mock is over, should I solve them? My answer is yes. I have 2 reasons for it. One is identification becomes clearer. That means I know this is a difficult set. I will be able to leave such sets easily. Second, there is always some logic which you can apply somewhere else. Understand this very carefully. So should I solve a difficult LRDI set later after the test is over, say mock is over? I wrote a iCat and I found a set which was very difficult. In the test, I had not solved it. First thing, I have to try it on my own and then I have to see the video solution. So identification becomes easy, becomes clearer, so that on the day of the actual cat, I will know कि ये type का set बहुत difficult है, इसको नहीं करना है मुझे. And second, some logic you will understand from there, which will help you in some easier set maybe later. So that is the reason I always advise LRDI में करना है. Same thing in Quant. Should I do the difficult questions? No, leave them. And when I mean difficult, means really difficult ones, huh? Which even in the video solution, if I have also said ये तो level C के भी ऊपर का question है, इसको छोड़ देना चाहिए था, that you should definitely leave. So Raghu, I've answered your questions. So Monish, I've already explained your question on the previous slide. 1st July से पढ़ाई शुरू करो, 15 अगस्त से मॉक्स इतना शुरू करो, you can write your 35 mocks here. Abhijit, that is definitely meant for people who have already finished the basics. How will I use the IIM ABC course? You will start the IIM ABC course only if you have solved the basics. If you haven't done the basics, no point going there. So Satyajit, we have enough material. If you're an iQuanta student, you have enough material. If you're studying, doing self-study, you'll have to invest into a material, a book or something. You'll have to do that. So that's a choice you have. There is enough material free available on YouTube also. If you go through any of the sites on YouTube, just keep asking for free material, you'll get enough there. So after assignments, if you have the books, you can use the books to practice more questions. You can start solving the section test now. We have put up enough section tests. That is also good, and so on. Where to find anything on the dashboard? Please raise it on the doubts on the app. Somebody or the other will help you. There are enough people to help you. We've had enough people there to help you. Okay, so Abhijit, how do you, a good question. Abhijit has a good question. How do I handle the IIM ABC course material and the mock side by side? So Abhijit, what you'll have to do is you'll have to distribute your time equally. Ideally, if I'm imagining if you're asking me for mocks and IIM ABC batch, which means your basics are done. So even if you're studying for 4 hours a day every day, and then I'm asking you right now to start only writing maybe 1 or 2 mocks a week, right? Not more. Then you have enough time to do both side by side easily. In fact, you will have enough time to go back also to some chapters and do even the basics. So Abhijit, I don't think so. That's an argument you should have. Mocks are a separate part. IIM ABC is a separate batch. Nishta, sorry. So Shreya, initially focus on accuracy. It's okay if your speed is a little bit low. Speed will improve in the next 2-3 months. But once you get bad accuracy, accuracy will never improve. So always Shreya, if you're focusing on accuracy, I'm happy that you're getting a good score, but you're taking a little bit time. But dhire, try to skip questions. Try to do, okay, now this is very important. This is only for quant. Try to do 50% of the questions, not of the question, sorry, of the question, whichever question you're solving in your mind. Don't write everything on paper, Shreya. Don't write small steps. 2-3 steps अपने mind में skip मारो and reach a direct step. So for example, if I just बहुत basic है, I know argument wrong है, but just giving a basic. Suppose if I say profit is 14.28%, which I should know is 1/7. Then your first step, which goes on the book, should not be this also. It should directly be this. Selling price is 8/7 of the cost price. On the rough sheet of paper, this should be your first step. Uske baad, agar selling price is given, cost price is asked, you can't write this step. You can't write this step. This is a waste of a step. You should directly put values. And some steps should go in the mind share. That will improve your speed. So Shubham, what you need to do in your case, you need to go back to the basics. You still have 5 months. अगर तुम 15 से 20 दिन भी ले लोगे, अगर to revise all the basic stuff through the non-engineers QA module and all that. See, because what will happen in a live class, how much ever if the teacher wants, he or she cannot stop for you, because after a point of view, after a point of time, the teacher needs to move ahead. If you are going to keep asking basic questions again and again, okay, sir, you know, I have had students who have asked me at some stage, sir, how did you add this? How did you add? How did you write 8 over here? Why did you get 4 over here? People have asked me all such questions, right? But in a live class, if you keep asking this question again and again, people cannot wait for you. You'll have to do this outside class. So maybe some classes, what you'll have to do, you'll have to say, okay, I will revise the class again. I will stop my video wherever I want, and I will watch it not live, but I will watch the recording. Yes, Pragya Sharma, 8 hours include live and application class. But if you are, okay, now one more thing. When I said 8 hours, okay, good. But what if you are one of those who's completely free? When I mean completely free means not in college, not working. What stops you from giving 12 hours? Why not? Think a little bit, Pragya. So, okay, let's take one pura discussion only on working professionals. Now, nobody else will speak in between. Only working professionals will ask. First thing, if you have a job which is more than 10 hours, including traveling, and if you're starting your syllabus now, it is going to be very difficult. You will not be able to manage. Okay? What your part has to be, you need to study at least for 2 hours before going to work. You need to study for at least 1 hour in office or during traveling. What do I mean by this? My most common example is lunch break. Most offices have a 45 minutes to 1 hour का lunch break. लंच करने को सिर्फ 15 मिनट लगता है. 30 minutes, easily 1 or 2 LRDI sets. Okay. Third, you need to study 1 hour post your live classes. और उल्टा, जो लोग यहां पे 2 घंटा नहीं कर सकते, यहां पे 1 or 2, तो यहां पे 2 or 1. ये तुमको 3 घंटा देना है. Okay. Now, how are you going to find that time? 1 hour in the morning, whether whatever in life you're doing, start getting up 1 hour early. Start planning your day completely to the T. एकदम to the T. Every single minute planned होना चाहिए. Okay. Sorry to say, Football World Cup, anything else which has come up right now should be secondary. I know some very good matches coming up today. Tonight only Portugal, Spain coming up. Right? How many people planning to watch Portugal, Spain tonight? So Zubair Khan, where do I get basic from all topics? Non-engineers QA module में है enough basic topics. Khan, ask on the app, somebody will reply where the assignment questions are. Nishta, what was your question? You can't just say please reply. Please ask your question again, Nishta. Gia, I don't think so. It's okay. If you have started now, you might not even have enough time to solve the books. So, Sabyasachi, we are from the last batch. If you're from the last batch, I've already given a lot of structure to the last batch. In fact, most of the structure I've given to the last batch. Can you, Rudra, can you tell me one thing before mocks 1.5 month effective plan for all 3 sections? So I already spoke about it. See, it all depends, Rudra, which batch are you from? If you're from batch 3, the next 1.5 months will go only into solving of 2 modules. While if you're batch 1 and 2, you can revise. So whenever you revise, the first thing you revise is arithmetic. कितना भी अच्छा आता है तुमको, arithmetic revise करो. Because once you do arithmetic well, 85 to 90 percentile you can get only through this. Then I do algebra. Then I do geometry, numbers, modern maths. That's my order. Never change the order. Okay? So, Rachit, what you will have to do, okay, one more thing. There will be definitely some students in batch 3 who are very smart. They might have prepared earlier, or they are generally very good at quant. Okay, if you are in batch 3 and if you're a good student, it is not necessarily to wait for anything to be done in class. Like geometry. Geometry काफी late होगा batch में. Nothing stops you from doing it on your own. Start geometry. What do I mean by start geometry? Go through pre-class videos. So much free data available on YouTube. Go through that. Do stuff on your own. At least 30% geometry कर लो. तो अगर mock में कोई easy question आता है geometry का, you should be able to attempt it. Don't wait for everything to be done in class if you're a good student. Same goes for LRDI. Keep going ahead. Solve more. So Samarth, remember what I told you that day. The percentage class and the profit and loss class, which I took, was just like a basic class. That was not the actual live class also. अभी तो actual live class भी होगा. उसके बाद you will be able to solve the assignment. But I wanted you to start something. That's the reason I told you. Rudra, I already answered your question. You're asking the same question again. Now, you should start solving sectionals only after you finish sizable syllabus. Don't start with sectionals now. No point. At least 2 या 3 मॉड्यूल खत्म करो. Numbers, arithmetic, maybe algebra. उसके बाद sectional शुरू करो. Prashant, I already mentioned this. You're asking me the same question. The timetable is same. The first 1.5 months you need, first till by 15th August, you need to finish 2 modules, equivalent amount of LRDI, equivalent amount of VARC. 15th August, you need to start writing mocks so that you don't lag behind too much. And then you keep, with every module you go ahead, you hope to score better the mocks. Great, Abhijit. That's not a bad idea. So before 10th July, what I would do is I would actually revise a little bit of arithmetic, numbers, what are odd numbers, even numbers, integers, ये सब थोड़ा revise कर लूँगा. Basics of remainders. That is why I said go through the pre-class videos. So all those are planning to watch the match in the night. A lot of people said me. Remember, that is the amount of time you could have put to catch studies. That could get you at a better college. Whatever. You don't need to purchase any books. So Vinay, you're telling me a repeater student got a 77 VA. So your focus has to be mainly VA. LRDI and Quant, you go backward. So for you, you'll have to do it in 2 parts. LRDI and Quant, write mocks. LRDI में तो just keep writing mocks. Sectional, लिखते रहो. Quant में write mocks, understand which topics you're not doing well, go back and revise. Like for example, normally, अगर एक mock में 3 या 4 geometry questions है, and you're noticing that your average is only 1 question, which means you're not doing well in geometry. Maybe you need to revise geometry well. Same goes for every other topic in Quant. While VA, do ulta. Go through the classes, go through the live class, understand with Shabana ma'am what you're doing, and then keep going ahead. Okay? You can look at Quant and LRDI separately and VA separately. That's the main advice for you, VA. Nobody needs to purchase any books unless you feel that you've exhausted material. First, exhaust all the material which you have, then think about book. Market से book खरीदने का काम 10 मिनट का है. आजकल सब e-books से 10 मिनट में मिल जाएगा. First, finish everything, then talk about purchasing books. I am not taking profile questions today, Jia. Sorry, we will take it in AMA. Anybody who has any profile related questions, tomorrow I have an AMA. I think it's at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. I have an AMA. Ask me anything. You all can come there and ask me questions. जिसके जो भी personal questions है, related their profile, related their study pattern, whatever, tomorrow's AMA. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock AMA, batch 3 students should specially come. Okay, in fact, first 15 minutes, I will make a presentation on how to utilize the course of batch 3 well. Prashant and Abhijit have asked me that question. No, not Abhijit. Prashant has asked me that question 10 times. Rachit also. So Rachit and Prashant, first 15 minutes of tomorrow's session, I will discuss batch 3 preparation. Not needed, Smriti. In fact, I don't advise that Oswal ka 25 years PYQ. Not needed. ऑर्डर ऑलरेडी दे चुका मैं. सबसे पहले algebra, रघु. सबसे पहले arithmetic without fail, then algebra, then geometry. No, you should not do one branch per day. Never, never, never. Finish full arithmetic, then go to algebra, then to geometry, and so on. You can't do everything. Vinay, I've already answered your question. Rituraj, that I don't have an answer today for it. Maybe tomorrow I'll try and get you an answer. Shivam, how does it matter? जिस दिन आएगा उस दिन भर देंगे. Relax करो. So Abhijit, you've already purchased the books. Start solving them. I know they are slightly more difficult, and a lot of places I've said also they are above cat level. So don't worry too much. इनफ है. नॉन स्टूडेंट नॉट नीडेड द iQuanta बुक्स नहीं है तो भी चलेगा. उसके बिना भी काफी कुछ हो जाएगा. Why 95? Somebody can get a 99 also if they start today. Abhijit, you're underestimating yourself. If you're today only going to put yourself at 95, you will never reach 95. Mental maths, DILR के लिए श्रेया, any day. You should be good at maths. Basic numbers अच्छा होना ही चाहिए. You have to look at numbers and tell yourself, okay, so all those people, who keep watching these sports, I'll tell you, this is something which is just comes to me naturally now. Okay. So just giving you some examples. How many people, when I'm watching cricket, especially in cricket, there is so much analysis to be done with numbers. Somebody is 17 runs in 12 balls. Okay, what is his strike rate without looking there? Or vice versa. Ye 17 out of 12 is what? It is nothing but 5 out of 12. 5 out of 12 is slightly less than 50%. So ये आंसर 150 से थोड़ा छोटा है, 140 के आसपास है. Those are the important things. Like 12 fours is 48. Okay, so 4.8 it would have been exactly 40%. So this is slightly close to 141, 142% that way. How many people are thinking that while looking at sports? So Orko, no, then that's a bad advice for you. If you're giving CAT 26 for the first time and a part of the last batch, you never give mocks first. I already told you a strategy. I will give the strategy again tomorrow for batch 3. Please do not start the mocks and then go backwards. Yash, 2 days is a little bit too much now. You'll be lagging behind if you take 2 days. You need to complete per day 1 chapter. At least if the small chapters in 1 day and the big chapters in 2 days. Harsh, I'll have an answer for you tomorrow. Yeah, you can leave it, Vinay. Most of the things are repeated. So Yash, again, coming back to that LRDI, practice selection. It's the most important thing. More than solving, practice selecting sets. Shreya, batch 2 is already finished 2-3 modules. If you're comfortable, you can do that. But that depends, Shreya, very individual call. I will not be able to advise you on that. So, Dhanush, it depends on topic to topic. Like if you're telling me time, speed, distance, Dhanush, how much ever I'm stuck, I want you to finish and then go ahead. But अगर तुम मुझे बोलते हो सर algebra में maxima minima है, I'm stuck, I'm not understanding, it's okay, leave it, we will think back in September. But time, speed, distance you can't do, time and work you can't do. Like if you ask me which is the most asked chapter in CAT, I think it is time, speed, distance plus time and work. सबसे ज्यादा इसमें से आता है. You can't skip them. Thank you so much, known student. So Falgun, if you're a repeater, it depends on how much are you ready with your syllabus. If you're ready with your syllabus, you can look at 40-45 marks also instead of 35. But don't overdo them. Analyze them well. See, एक mock लिखने को 2 घंटा चाहिए. If you're a really good student of Falgun, mock you write in 2 hours. But you really need to analyze it for 3 hours. Really analyze it in detail. Go through everything very much in detail. Every word which we have spoken, you should understand. That becomes very important. Archana, tomorrow 5 o'clock, I'm taking a session. I want you to attend that. I will talk about all this tomorrow. Amrish, right now, maybe you can give about 1 or maybe 2 mocks a week, but you can increase the frequency as you pass mid-August. So Kushagra, you always have to give yourself time to revise. Week, even if you're completed, like batch 1 में, पूरा syllabus खत्म हो गया है. Okay. What you all should still do is maybe with mocks, with sectional test, everything, you should give yourself time to revise one chapter once in a while. So अगर तुम 3 दिन में भी एक चैप्टर रिवाइज करते हो, बिकॉज तुम मॉक्स भी लिख रहे हो, तुम बाकी सब भी कुछ भी कर रहे हो, अगर तुम 3 दिन में भी एक चैप्टर रिवाइज करते हो क्वांट का, in 90 days you'll have finished the full revision one more time. Charvi Bansal, what is the main number of sets that top scorers in CAT are able to solve during the exam? 2 or maybe 2.5. Very rarely 3. Aditya. So a quant, Aditya, depending on how weak is it. What was your percentile last time, Aditya? If you are in anywhere below 70, think like a fresh student. What do I mean by think like a fresh student? Start completely fresh. Pura syllabus naye se अच्छे से करो. Revise the topics well. Go through the basic stuff and so on. But if you are above 75, 80, then you can take the reverse strategy, which I explained. You can solve the mocks first or the sectional test and then go back to those chapters. Okay, Aditya? I hope that helps. Why not, Varun? See, I think LRDI is just, there is nothing to teach in LRDI. If you feel that you can, if you'll open the dashboard and solve even a difficult set, and if you understood it, you can keep solving more and more sets, whether you're from batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, LRDI does not matter. So Kushagra, I already explained to kya answer. Okay, how do you really revise the chapter? Good point. Chalo. How do I really revise the chapter? Revise maybe for 30 minutes the concepts and then solve 30 to 40 new questions. Very, very, very important word is new questions. अगर तुमने पूरा iQuanta का मटेरियल एग्जॉस्ट कर दिया है तो आस्क फॉर न्यू क्वेश्चंस. अगर नहीं मिलते हैं तो मैं बोल रहा हूं तुम अगेन जस्ट यूट्यूब कि मुझे सिंपल इंटरेस्ट कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट के 30 क्वेश्चंस चाहिए. नए क्वेश्चंस कहीं ना कहीं से मिल जाएंगे. सो दैट्स अ वेरी गुड स्ट्रेटजी टू रिवाइज. Too early, Gyani Baba. यश, बहुत जल्दी है ये डिस्कशन करने के लिए, जब मॉक्स करेंगे तब डिस्कस करेंगे. Too early to start these discussions now. So, Aditya, what I would do in your case, I would treat quant like a fresh thing, as if you're a fresh student, and revise everything well. Okay, I think that's about it. We more or less discussed the strategy for 5 months, what you should do for all different type of students. Batch 3 students, tomorrow's AMA. Just check for the timing. I think it is 5 p.m. I will also post it on the app, but just check it once. I think it's 5 p.m. Batch 3 students के लिए specially मैं थोड़ा सा discuss करूँगा कल. Okay, I'm ending the session today. I'm sorry if I've not been able to take a lot of questions. So Apurva, it will all depend on which area would you look at. You can look at different areas differently. Which area you were good at, you can look at like a repeater. Which area which you were weak at, you can look like a fresher. That way. हर्ष, 100% तो मैं कभी किसी को बोलता नहीं हूँ कि स्कोर करना आसान है. वेदर 2 साल पढ़ाई करो या 6 महीना पढ़ाई करो, इट्स ऑलवेज 100%. और 99.99 has something in him or her which he has. Okay, see, by hard work you can reach 99, 99.3, 99.5, but 99.99 and 100 is something which you have in you, and then you do supplement it with studies. So, Janvi, on the 7th day, you're just revising, you're just going through what you have done and asking yourself, have I really captured? तो अगर तुमने 40 क्वेश्चन किए थे, समझो कोई टॉपिक के, तो अब तुम सिर्फ 4 क्वेश्चन कर रहे हो वापस, so that you just know that what you've done, you remember or not. That way. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, and good night. I hope to see batch 3 students tomorrow, and even batch 1 and batch 2 students are welcome tomorrow. But I hope to see batch 3 students mainly tomorrow.